Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. We are back at it with allocation season. Yes, it is allocation season. So everyone knows, obviously, we all hunt year round. But in Q4 of every year, that's when all the allocated whiskey gets released. But I'm going to tell you 3 different bottles that I'm not hunting this year, no matter what. I'm not looking for them. I'm not asking my store connections for them. It's just not happening. Cool? All right. But before we kick it off, a couple updates. First and foremost, I launched I think I mentioned in my last episode, new merchandise. Yes, so new merch. So if you're interested in Bourbon Judge merchandise, check out either my website, TheBourbonJudge.com, or the link in today's episode. This is from my old collection, or the original, I should say. When I first launched the channel as a whole, I went with this. Really enjoyed it for a while. But like anything else in life, you have to constantly improve. So did launch my new merchandise website. Really excited to have some new merch so that folks can get a hold of it. Working with a local company who produces top of the line quality materials, really cool custom prints. So definitely check it out. Really cool. All right, next, tomorrow, actually, wow, it is tomorrow, yeah. So tomorrow is Veterans Day. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to those that have served our country. Thank you very much. Extremely important. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 bottles that, like I said, I'm just not hunting them. I mean, to me, the hype is over. I mean, there are great other options out there. And for each one, I will give at least 1 different option, sometimes maybe even 2. But for me, again, when I see these bottles, and I know I will see them, I'm not hunting them no matter what. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right, first and foremost, I used to love the original releases. Oh, man, I loved it. I mean, gosh, going back, cool bottle design, came out this time of the year, and it's out, but I'm not hunting it. Number 1, Midwinter's Nice Dram. So Midwinter's Nice Dram is out and about. I'm not even hunting it for 2 reasons. Number 1, the price, which is now, I think it's like $150. And then number 2, the value. So I had a pour of this, actually this current release, I had a pour of it recently at a whiskey event. Actually, me and my patrons were hanging out and someone bought a bottle of it. It's decent, honestly, it is decent. But is it $150 good? Absolutely not. I get it, you know, it's the whole rye whiskey finish and port, cool bottles from High West Distillery, but there are so many other great options out there. So let me just give you 2, and you can save a good $50 to $75. Cool? All right. Number 1, Sagamore. So Sagamore has the standard sherry, and then they also have this other version called Amontillado. But it's very similar, if you will, to the Midwinter's Nice Dram. Obviously not port, this is a sherry, but the finish is very similar from that perspective. And from a quality standpoint, a $70 bottle, the Sagamore sherry, versus $150 for Midwinter's Nice Dram. Stop it. And this is way better. The Sagamore sherry is way better than Midwinter's Nice Dram. Like, I mean, it can run circles around it. So that's number 1. Another good option that you can get for, instead of getting Midwinter's Nice Dram. Number 2, over here. If you really want the whole port option, my good friends over at Middle West Spirits. This is Middle West Spirits, the ported pumpernickel rye whiskey. This is the cask strength, but they actually even have I think it's like a 100 proof version or 99 proof. That one is like $100 or maybe $105. Still $45, $50 cheaper than Midwinter's Nice Dram, and it's 10 times better than Midwinter's Nice Dram. I mean, 10 times better, easily. So why would I spend $150 on something that is just decent when I could spend $75 or $100 on something that is straight up amazing? Hey, I'm just calling it like it is, right? Gotta call it how it is. No more, I'm not spending just, on allocated releases just because they're out and they're allocated. It's not happening. Not for the judge. All right. What is number 2, Judge? Before we get to number 2, I need some whiskey. It's been a long day. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. And last but not least, please subscribe to the channel. I'm right at 19,000 subscribers. I finally got there, so it's a drive to 20,000. So please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Cheers. Woo! I'm sipping some Middle West Spirits right now. And it's amazing. All right. So what's number 2, Judge, on the list and why? Number 2 on the list is the infamous Angel's Envy Cask Strength. It's a $230 bottle with tax. I mean, most states other than maybe the state I live in, Delaware, but with tax, the other states in the U.S., with tax, you're spending $250 for an Angel's Envy Cask Strength bourbon? No, not happening. No. And did I say no? No, not happening. Honestly, if you really want a somewhat similar experience, you can find an Angel's Envy store pick. I know one of my local stores had one not too long ago for like $95. But why would I spend $250 just because it's the allocated annual release when I can get a single barrel from a local store that's like a $95, $100? That's one option. Number one. That's probably the best option if you really want an Angel's Envy Cask Strength. You can just get a store pick, assuming your store has one. But if you want something that most people can find, and you also want the same thing, you really want like the wine finish, for me personally, honestly, Bull Run. This is a Bull Run, an American whiskey, aged 13 years, finished in Pinot Noir. But you can get the port, you can get a Pinot Noir, you can get something that's somewhat similar to an Angel's Envy Cask Strength bourbon, or if you want a Cask Strength American whiskey, they do them both. They do all the different wine finishes over at Bull Run, and most of their single barrels are like $60, $65. So again, why would I spend $250 for something that's decent when I could spend $65, $70 on something that's equally, if not in my opinion, I think this is actually even better, this single barrel that I have. That's just my opinion. It's all about saving money during this holiday season. As Cousin Anita would say, all about saving money. All right, so Judge, what is number 3 and why? So number 3 for me, of all these, is probably the one that I would say it's probably the one that most of us should skip. And I'm gonna explain the reason why. It's not that I dislike the whiskey. I mean, most of this is actually various different bottles. Most of it is actually pretty decent. But in my opinion, the hype, it doesn't live up to the hype. It's not worth, honestly, even pours at a bar because the bottles aren't really that special. They really aren't. So number 3, I'm skipping the entire Pappy collection. Yes, the entire collection. Every single year, 12 year, 15, 20, all of them. I'm skipping them all. All of them. If they're just not worth it. They're honestly not even worth the MSRP, yet alone, no one really finds it for MSRP, including myself. So why am I going to hunt for them and pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? No, it's not happening. So for me, I'm going to hunt for top of the line quality products coming out of craft distilleries. Various different mash bills, different age statements, you name it. So for me, I'm hunting top of the line quality bottles that are coming out of craft distilleries. 2 different options I'm going to give you. 2. Number 1, Frey Ranch, my good friends out of Nevada. Frey Ranch, they have amazing whiskey. I think, is this the store pick a single barrel I did? It is. This is a single barrel pick that I did with them. Frey Ranch is honestly amazing quality whiskey. Make sure you check out Frey Ranch. They have a variety of different whiskeys, different options out there, but this is a craft distillery that is definitely on the come up for sure. Number 2, last but not least, when I think of craft distilleries, and there's so many different craft distilleries out there, so I'm just picking 2 for now. But number 2, oh man, Corbin Cash out of California, Atwater, California. Corbin Cash makes amazing whiskey, great bourbons, but their Merced rye is something that is just truly special. So for me, again, my focus, not the Pappies. My focus are top of the line craft distilleries. Well, folks, until the next time, peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.